Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brian. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Hall of Gains, and I am a National Academy of Sports Medicine certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. And today's video is 5 snacking tips for your diet. Now, I love to snack, and snacking is a pretty important part of your diet. Because if you do it properly, you're not going to break your diet and put too many calories on and lose weight. So, now, these are 5 tips. There are way more than 5 tips when it comes to snacking, but I'm just for this video going to focus on 5 that I use pretty much every single day, things that you can use, but it's probably going to turn out you can't use all of these. Maybe you don't like some of these foods, but there's going to be more videos in the future that I'll do for snacking tips. And also, if you just can even find one of these that work for you, it's going to do wonders. So, number 1 is protein in your snacks. Protein of the 3 main macronutrients of carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Protein is the most filling of all of them. So if you get a high protein snack, it's going to help fill you up and make your snack smaller. So this could be meats, right? So this canned chicken here, it's cheap, it's simple. You can put it in the microwave. You can, cook it on a pan, do whatever you want with it. It's 210 calories for 45 grams of protein. So that's a lot of protein. It's going to be filling. You can just eat this can on its own, and that's its own snack. You could eat it as a half a can, and it can be a snack. You can take half the can and put a quarter cup of fat-free shredded cheese on it, and that would make it like 180 calories for like 28 grams of protein. So it's very efficient. It's going to be filling. And honestly, this type of chicken, the Kirkland Premium Chunk chicken breast, is very tasty. You can cook it your own way. I like to put like pepper, salt, garlic powder, and a little bit of curry seasoning on it with hot sauce, Cholula hot sauce. And so you can add so much to make it way more tasty than it just kind of a bland chicken. Also, you can just do canned tuna, and it doesn't have to be canned. It can be any other type of healthy meat like beef, make it lean beef, turkey, and all of that. So meat is or not just meat, protein, but you can also have stuff that isn't meat, like beans. Now, beans are not as calorically efficient as meat, but there is protein in it. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, beans, or even better, lentils. There's some lentils that have very high protein compared to its calories, better than that, can of beans. And so beans or lentils can be a good snack. And that actually will also go into another reason of why it's a good snack for beans and lentils, and I'll explain why in a different part of this video, because that is one of the other tips. And also protein shakes. So there are vegan, vegetarian, and just normal protein shakes. And so 1 scoop is generally about 130 calories for 24 grams of protein. You put that in there, maybe 2 scoops, and then it's filled with water. It's going to be a lot of protein for low calories, and then with the water in there, that'll add a lot of volume to your stomach, and it's going to be way more filling. So a protein shake is also a really great snack to, help if you're, really hungry. Now, number 2, that's going to be popcorn. So, I love chips, and I love popcorn, but popcorn really is undefeated when it comes to snacks, when it comes to being healthy and keeping you full. So, just for comparison's sake, that is 160 calories of popcorn. That's 160 calories of potato chips. What's going to be more filling, right? And sure, do the potato chips, they're barbecue flavored, do they taste a bit better than popcorn? Well, yeah, because honestly, that is butterless popcorn, but still, I put some pepper, some salt in there, some garlic powder, onion powder, and that's barely any extra calories. And you can also add just the hot peppers. I do that all the time. You can add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It's going to taste good. And you can just scarf it down. Like last night, I was starving. I had almost no calories left, and I just put 160 calories of popcorn in a bowl, ate the entire bowl, and I was stuffed. So popcorn is one of the greatest snacks to have because it's extremely non-calorically dense, and it's very filling. There is some fiber in it, and overall it's healthier than a lot of those really bad processed chips. Now, there are types of popcorn you can get where it's not good. For example, there's like the bags of popcorn you can get that's already like pre-popped, and those, it's like It's not terrible. It's better than chips, but for like 2.5 cups, it's 150 calories. But that's like 5 or 6 cups, if not even more, in there for 150, 160 calories. It's gonna be even more filling, but just not as tasty. But then again, you can add your own stuff to it. I add hot sauce to popcorn and just a lot of different things to make it tastier. Like I showed, the chips, they taste good, but that's not going to be filling. You're going to need more than that. That popcorn is going to fill you up and help you not being hungry so you don't have to snack as much. And so number 3, this goes into one of my previous points, and I've talked about this in other videos, and that's fiber. Now, proteins, a macronutrient, and fiber is a part of a carb. Fiber and protein are both extremely filling. Like, ever since I added more fiber into my diet, it just changed my entire diet. I used to only average like 3 grams of fiber a day, and I was always hungry. Now I get about 50 to 60 grams of fiber a day, and I'm usually never hungry and never starving, even though I'm in a pretty big caloric deficit. And that's because fiber is extremely filling. So that's why I have a lot of beans and I have a lot of lentils, because there's fiber in it. There is, per serving, and so about half of this can of pinto beans is like 17 grams of fiber. That's going to be pretty filling. And then, so I have these high fiber tortilla shells, and those are 21 grams of fiber per shell. They're only an 80 calorie for a shell. So if you put a half can of those beans on there with that high fiber shell, that's going to be like almost 40 grams of fiber. That's going to be a very, very filling snack. And it's a snack because that'd only be about 250 calories if you put the half can of beans and the tortilla on it, and then put some hot sauce, whatever seasoning you want on there, cook it the way you want. So that is going to keep you full. Like I said, ever since I've added fiber into my diet, it's really changed everything. It's been way easier to diet. Like, last night was one of the first nights I was extremely hungry in a long, long time, like months. And that goes back to the popcorn thing, as there's fiber in popcorn. There is more fiber in popcorn than chips. That's partially the reason why it is more filling, not just because there's going to be more volume to it, but also because there's fiber in it. And this leads to foods that are non-calorically dense as the number 4 tip. So non-calorically dense means it's a big volume of food, but there's not a lot of calories in it. So like spinach, that's another thing you can add to that snack of the tortilla shell and the half can of beans. Is there's only 7 calories in an entire cup of spinach. So if you add an entire cup, that's going to be a lot of volume. It's going to make that meal more filling, but for only 7 calories. So yeah, having, you can also do kale or just lettuce, any sort of leafy green. It's going to be way more filling. It's not calorically dense at all. So adding spinach, kale, lettuce to your tortilla burrito snack, it's going to be very filling, because then it's dense and there's fiber in it. So it's going to be filling, but for low calories. So if you just have the half can of beans and the tortilla shell, that's 250 calories. Add a cup of spinach, that's 257 calories. And there's almost 40 grams of fiber, and there's about 20 grams of protein. So that's going to be a pretty filling snack that's going to tie you over. And also, this leads to my favorite thing in the world right now. That's frozen fruit. So that is only 160 calories right there. I got pretty big hands, so like this may look small, but that's a lot. Like, this is filling. Like, this is my dessert. This is going to be my dessert tonight. It's frozen strawberries and frozen mangoes. Mangoes are my favorite fruit. Oh, it tastes so good, guys. Are you going to want a bowl of frozen fruit or a bowl of chips? I'd much rather, even though I love chips, I'd much rather have the bowl of fruit. And even if I was not on a diet, I'd take the bowl of frozen fruit. I have to have a piece of the mango right now. It's so good. Oh my god. But, so that bowl of frozen fruit, it's 80 calories of frozen strawberries, 80 calories of frozen mangoes. I replace that as my dessert instead of having ice cream. So I love ice cream, right? Do you know what 160 calories of ice cream is? It's like 1 scoop. Like, take out 1 scoop, like a decently big scoop, put that in your bowl. That's like 160 calories. This is a whole bowl of frozen fruit that tastes amazing. It's more filling too, because there's fiber in the fruit. That's going to fill you up, and it tastes amazing. And it being frozen is going to kind of simulate that frozen ice cream in your brain, and it's going to be, you know, kind of get rid of that craving like I made in that past video of the cravings. So yeah, frozen fruit is amazing. I love it. I cannot get enough of it. If you're struggling with finding a good filling snack, frozen, that's 160 calories right there. You could have more, you could have less, it's going to be filling. Almost any fruit is not calorically dense. I'd say that bananas are not the best, because one banana is like 100 calories. I can have, you know, 100 calories of mangoes is going to be much more filling than 100 calories of bananas. But still good though. But they're like, you know, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. I love blueberries a lot too. That's going to be a very filling snack because it's not calorically dense and there's some fiber in it. This leads to my final point. So my best thing that I always have with me is a diet soda. So this is a tip in a different video. And so the final tip is liquids. Now, I spilled a little bit. So if you drink a lot of water, a lot of fluids, it's going to be more filling. You're not going to, you know, eat as much. You've heard like the common thing of drink a glass of water before dinner so you don't eat as much. It's true. You fill up your stomach, you're going to be more full. And the one thing I've kind of noticed with myself and a lot of other people is that if it tastes good, it's easier to want to drink something before you eat. Where if it's just water, it's like almost a chore to try and drink too much of it to get to the point where it's going to fill you up before you eat. But a diet soda, it's going to be easier to chug. You can chug a diet soda way easier than I can chug a cup of water. And so the Diet Coke has caffeine in it. If you don't know, caffeine reduces ghrelin. Ghrelin, it makes you hungrier. So it's going to reduce your ghrelin, and also I believe about a cup of coffee can reduce or increase your metabolic rate to burn 20 to 30 more calories per cup of coffee. There's like maybe 3/4 of a cup of coffee worth of caffeine in that, so you'll burn more calories by drinking it. So it's a double whammy. It's also, or triple whammy, because it's also going to fill your stomach up. And so basically last night, I had one of these. This is a sparkling drink, kiwi strawberry flavor. It's 0 calories. It's more like probably 2 calories inside the whole bottle. It's 17 ounces. This is what I had with my popcorn last night. I was so incredibly starving, so I just got one of these. It's probably more like 2 calories, but it's 0. But it's so low you don't even add it to your diet, because 2 calories isn't going to change anything in your diet. It's not enough. Even 10 to 20 calories isn't going to do anything when it comes to your diet. It's just too little. So I had 160 calories of popcorn. So I had basically this entire bowl of popcorn and one of these, and I was stuffed afterwards. I was so full that I could not eat anything. And I'm a big guy, right? I'm 240 pounds right now. But yeah, 160 calories right there, and I was gone. I could not eat anymore. And that's the thing, was if you drink liquids, you're going to want to eat less, because you can't, because your stomach's going to be full. So, you know, that's why I drink a lot of coffee throughout the day, water, a diet soda. I generally have 1 or 2 of these a day because it's going to keep me full. And that's just the strategy, is if you drink one of these with every snack, it's going to make your snack even more filling. So if you have that the kind of burrito thing, it's the tortilla shell, it's high fiber, the half can of beans, the spinach inside of it, maybe a little bit of the chicken from the protein portion of this video, and then down it with this, that's going to be pretty filling. Maybe down it with this and then a cup of water or a glass of water. You're going to be full. It's going to tide you over for a while, very likely, for most people. But yeah, that's pretty much my 5 tips for the video. Number 1 is to have a lot of efficient protein. Now, this means that for that snack, like this can of chicken, most of the calories come from protein. Not like something where it's 800 calories, but it has 60 grams of protein. 60 grams is a lot of protein, but for 800 calories, it's really not efficient. So I would say something is edging towards calorically efficient is when it's only 10 calories per gram of protein or less. Then even better is just if most of the calories from that snack comes from protein. Remember, per gram of protein is 4 calories. And so again, high protein snacks, popcorn as a snack, fiber as a snack, non-calorically dense foods like fruit and spinach and leafy greens, and then finally is drinking liquids like diet soda or low to no calorie sweet drinks. But that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this helps you out with your snacking. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.